Welcome to another week of Chargers Chat. This week, my guest is Tom Kretschman. Thanks for joining me, Tom.
Yeah, no problem, Dan.
So, Tom, you're a criminal justice instructor here on campus, is that right?
That is correct.
So, take me back. Let's just start with a little background to start the show. Where are you from, I guess, and how did you get interested in criminal justice, Tom?
Well, I'm originally from Fenimore. I graduated from Fenimore in 1998 from high school, just down the road from the college. And as far as how did I get involved in the criminal justice field, it's kind of an interesting story. I had planned on going into the military, and I was injured playing football in high school, and that opportunity ended, and one of my football coaches was actually a sheriff's deputy here in Grant County. And so when I was a senior in high school, I did a job shadow program with the Grant County Sheriff's Department, and right after I graduated high school, I was offered a position with the Sheriff's Department, and I still work for them to this day, so over 20 years now in some capacity with Grant County Sheriff's Department. And I completed my degree at UW-Platteville, and as I say, I guess the rest is kind of history. I ended up working full-time for the Platteville Police Department, and in 2007 I came here as a full-time instructor.
Oh, that's great. I think a lot of times we hear stories about maybe family members in the profession. Do you have any family members who are in law enforcement at all, Tom, or it was just something where somebody around you when you were younger kind of influenced you?
Again, it goes back to originally that football coach. I
Right.
never really considered law enforcement until we had him as a coach, and just listening and talk about the career a little bit, and it piqued my interest. And again, my desire had been to serve in the military, and that injury prevented me from pursuing an ROTC program. And the similarities between law enforcement and military were so great that it was kind of a natural transition and fit for me.
Sure. And you've been doing it now for a few years. You must enjoy it. What do you like about it, Tom?
What I especially like, there's two things when people ask me, what do I like about this
Right.
job? There's two things that really come to mind. One is there's nothing the same.
Yeah.
Every single day, the job is different. We have a lot of independence as police officers. I can't tell you when I'm working as a police officer what the next 5 minutes is going to be
Right.
like, let alone the next 8 hours of my shift are going to be like. And that's not for everybody, but it fit me. I liked that change, and I liked the pace. And the other thing it really comes down to is service.
Sure.
Okay? And serving the community. And that's a big aspect of my desire to be in law enforcement, and most of the people I serve with, is really service and trying to make our communities a better place.
Sure. And I imagine too, I want to talk technology a little bit. From
Sure.
when you graduated from high school till now, technology has changed tremendously. And that, I'm sure that's changed the law enforcement field, good and bad. I mean, everything you do now can be captured on, everybody has their cell phone out. I mean, what do you tell students that come here, and do you tell them, you have to watch what you do now a little bit more than what you did 20 years ago, Tom?
Absolutely. I look back to 20 years ago when I graduated high school. My class, I graduated in 1998, my class was the first class to have email.
Oh.
And when I started, I started working in the jail setting.
Yeah.
And at that time we had 2 security cameras in the jail. And I don't recall, but I don't think in 1998 we had any squad cars with even the VHS recording systems in them.
Sure.
And now we look at the technology, we have in-car video cameras, we have our body cameras, we have cameras throughout our police departments and our sheriff's departments. So absolutely, almost everything we do, we have to assume is going to be recorded.
Sure.
And for the most part, it really didn't change our jobs a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, most of us have embraced it because we've always been confident that what we do is correct, and we treat people with dignity and professionalism and respect. Now we have the opportunity to prove that
Sure.
through the use of that technology. So it's definitely made the job very, very different. It's made us more efficient and in a lot of ways safer.
Sure. So can you talk about maybe the student body who comes here, the students that you instruct? What do they come here for, and what do they learn when they go through your program, Tom?
The biggest thing is, I think if you were to ask any of our graduates, and I've asked this question many times,
Sure.
is it what you thought it would be? Okay. Most are going to probably tell you that they enjoy it more than they thought they were going to. but they came in with the perception of what law enforcement and anything in emergency services, they came in with that perception of what they got from media, from television, from movies,
right.
And I don't think they, most of them realize just how service-oriented it really is, where it's really getting out into the community, talking to people, building those relationships. Yeah, are there things similar to what you're going to see in television and movie? Yes, but the day-to-day job is more about getting to know people and working one-on-one with people than it is about driving a car fast or doing anything like you see on the movies. And that sometimes is a misperception coming in that a lot of people have, and a lot of people I think in the community have the same sort of misconceptions.
Sure. And speaking of that, maybe a little bit, can you talk about maybe the program specifically that we have here for law enforcement? We have a police academy.
Yes.
We also have programs. Can you
Sure.
kind of differentiate those, Tom?
And I'm going to talk about the three main offerings that we have here,
Okay.
Dan. One is our criminal justice studies program, which is an associate degree level program. It's 2 years, just a little over 60 college credits, and when you graduate, you have your associate degree in criminal justice studies. In addition to that, we also have a jail officer academy that trains someone to be a correctional officer in one of our county jails in the state of Wisconsin.
Okay.
That's 160 hours now, but this next year is going up to 200 hours in length. And you can earn that with a high school degree.
Okay.
Right? And if I was to think about on campus, one of the greatest for the investment in one's education and the greatest amount of return, I would think that would probably be one of our highest programs for return on investment for a student. The other option we have is the actual 720-hour law enforcement academy. You have to have 60 college credits to be able to enter that, but upon completion of that law enforcement academy, you're eligible for nearly every single law enforcement agency in the state of Wisconsin to be hired as an officer.
That's great. And let's go back a little bit and talk about the community service. Last year we had a really cool event. The U.S. Army Golden Knights, the parachute team was here.
Yes.
They're coming back again July 2nd.
Yes.
And from what I understand, from what I've learned, it's going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit better this year. You're involved in the organizing of that event this year, Tom. What do we have planned for this year?
Well, I just hope we have as great a weather as we had last year, because that was just about a perfect day. And
well, you're in charge of that, so.
We'll see what we can do on that this year. It was a phenomenal event, and even last year, we just had a few weeks to prepare this and organize this, and I really think it exceeded all of our expectations. It was just a phenomenal event. We had the actual jump, and in addition to that, we had the helicopter landing. I believe that's going to be occurring again this year with the helicopter landing. We're also working directly with the National Guard out of Platteville to get some static displays in of some military equipment.
Sure.
We'll have some emergency services equipment in, fire truck, ambulance, and then I'm working with the Grant County Sheriff's Department to have their rescue vehicle here as well. So we're hoping to have some more static displays, and I'm sure in the next few weeks this is just going to continue to grow. And again, the only concern I have about the quality of the event, again, comes down to the weather. But if we have anything like we had last year, I think it's going to be an awesome event.
Yeah, it absolutely will be. And we had a good crowd last year. And if you want to find out more about the event, we have a web link, swtc.edu/Golden Knights. And it's a good collaboration, too, between community emergency services and, like, the military, like you said. It kind of goes hand in hand, don't they, Tom?
They really do. You know, it's one of the things where if you look at just the United States in general, we have a very, very unique system, unlike anyone else in not just the world now, but even in history. We have a very unique system, and we work very, very closely between our emergency medical services, our firefighters, our law enforcement, and our military. We're all essentially on the same team. We have different roles on that team, but we're all playing on the same team, and we do as much as we can to support each other. And what's really interesting about the program I teach in is so many of our students come to Southwest Tech after that military service because they find that what drew them to the military is the same thing that we have to offer in public safety, because the career fields are so similar.
Right. And talking about the Golden Knights, did you have a favorite part from last year? I think you had your son there last year, and he was probably maybe the most excited person there all day.
Yeah, it's if my son. I'm a Chicago Bears fan.
I'll edit that out.
You know, I'm a Chicago Bears fan. My son is a huge Green Bay Packers fan. Okay, and like I tell people, if we had a choice of having lunch with Aaron Rodgers or sitting down having lunch with the Golden Knights, he'll choose the Golden Knights every single time.
Awesome.
Absolutely. He's going to be 11 next week, and he's known for about the last 2 years, and And I would be shocked if this changes. That he is very, very interested in military service, and he's just waiting until he's old enough to actually go skydiving. So for now, we have to settle for zip lining on his birthday.
Well, that's exciting.
So, but he is so excited about it. And one of the awesome things that the Golden Knights do is they allow the kids to come right up and pack the parachutes, and it's very, very interactive, and the kids just love it. So
Absolutely, and we're going to have a radio station here that day. It's a free event for the community. No matter if you're 3 years old, 90 years old, it really is for everybody. We have a good space out there. And
oh yeah.
what does it take, leading up 2 weeks beforehand, the prep work that goes into it, Tom? I know we have a good team here. There's a lot of people involved, but so far so good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pretty seamless cooperation, and I'm in kind of a unique position, being with the fire department, being with the police department, and also being an employee at Southwest Tech, where I'm working on both sides of the fence for this event. But it's really a seamless event as far as the interaction between the college and the emergency services, and as far as preparations, we try to the best of our ability. You can never predict everything,
Sure.
But we always like to have everything in place just in case there would be any kind of concerns that would come up during the event. And I'm confident, based upon last year and based upon our planning so far this year, that it'll be a great event.
Sure, we're absolutely excited about it. And if you want to bring your lawn chair, feel free to bring your lawn chair and sit down in the parking lot out back there, Southwest Tech.
Absolutely.
It'll be July 2nd again. The gates open at 8 o'clock, and they'll schedule to jump around 10 o'clock depending on the winds and all. I've never parachuted before or jumped out of an airplane. Have you?
No, I haven't. I have not. It was in the plans, but never got the opportunity.
So we're excited for that, and it should be a good day. So I appreciate your time, Tom.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love the program, and we can't wait to see the Golden Knights again this year. Again, July 2nd. Check out the web link, swtc.edu/Golden Knights, and we will see you again next week right here on Chargers Chat.